there, everybody. My name is Eliana Ramirez, and today I'm going to be refuting the claim made by a certain advocate who stated that the use of dietary supplements in the U.S. is doing more harm than good to living a healthy lifestyle. And to refute these claims, I am going to be talking about their secondary claims, which are that dietary replacements are used as an alternative to food, which is causing health concerns. Dietary supplements contribute to the unhealthy eating habits of Americans, and that people abuse dietary supplements because of false potential claims. Now, firstly, the amount of evidence that is provided is insufficient to support the secondary claim that dietary supplements is causing health concerns. The advocate states that excess levels of vitamin A has a negative effect on the consumer when treating osteoporosis, but according to WebMD, the excess levels of vitamins like vitamin A has no negative effect, and is more so the lack of vitamin D in relation to vitamin A that causes such weakness of the bones. The advocate also argues that dietary supplements are not good for children or adults, but it is healthy for children and adults to consume dietary supplements in certain cases when they aren't achieving such vitamins already in their diets. It is also being assumed that they're automatically replacing their food with these supplements, and there's a lack of evidence supporting this theory that that's going on, or that it's going on in a really profound way. And now, secondly, dietary supplements do not cause unhealthy eating habits, and they are not the reason why Americans are overweight, or at least they're not the sole reason or the main reason. In fact, it is recommended for people who process and fast food to take dietary supplements because they do not offset the balance of the intake of vitamins. A dietary supplement can be a good safeguard against periodic vitamin shortfalls in your diet. The advocate is also taking quick judgment when arguing that people heavily rely on dietary supplements as a form of food. There's no evidence provided to prove that people are only taking dietary pills as a replacement for food. People do not take it on a daily basis, but do it simply because it's beneficial. The U.S. National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey in 2007 concluded that over 80% of people that take dietary supplements do so because it improves their health and as a supplement itself, as is shown in the name itself. And finally, the FDA does monitor the product being put on the market, which the advocates seem to assume that it did not, because saying that it was easy for them to put false potential claims. Under the Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act, the FDA and manufacturer does ensure that the product is safe, and they're responsible for taking action against any unsafe dietary supplement product. Under FDA regulations, all domestic and foreign companies that manufacture, package, label, or hold dietary supplements, including those involved in testing, quality control, and dietary supplement distribution in the U.S., must comply with the Dietary Supplement Current Good Manufacturing Practices for quality control. And the FDA does closely monitor the making of the product before it is released, and the FDA can take dietary supplements off the market if they are found to be unsafe, adulterated, or if the claims of the product are false and misleading. So therefore, no, they will not be misused because of false potential claims, because they are heavily regulated. So therefore, the use of dietary supplements in the U.S. doing more harm than good to living a healthy lifestyle isn't thoroughly supported, and there's many sources of evidence that can refute this.
All right, Kelly, let me start off with a point that needs to be made. And, you know, it's just one of those things. It's mostly about delivery, so it's not as much about the content issues. We've got background noise, of course, coming from next door, and you've got kind of a quiet voice to begin with. Plus, we've got the fans blowing here. You need to project a little bit more, and you need to slow down a little bit so that what you're saying is clearer and it's easier for people to hear. All right, outside of that, the way you started off, I thought, was pretty clear. You state what the advocate's claim is and what the secondary points are and how you're going to respond to them. Basically, the challenge on the first point is to the sufficiency of the advocate's evidence on that point. You basically say that there's no evidence that there's a causal relationship. You suggest, in fact, that it's largely asserted by the advocate and that they assume that there's a relationship, and you say there is no relationship. I think that that's a valid criticism to make. When you say that there is no relationship, I think that you might want to provide us with a little bit more information on that point. You do that on the second point, where you suggest that the vast majority of people take vitamins as exactly as they're supposed to be, as a supplement to their consumption of food, not as a substitute for the consumption of food. Although it does make me a little bit curious what the other 20% are taking it for. So that that is a potential line of reasoning that the advocate might have been able to use, but they didn't, and I think that your explanation on that point was a heck of a lot clearer. On the last point, basically you were saying that these products are in fact regulated for safety issues. I don't know how that argument actually applies directly to the point that the advocate was making, because I don't remember that they made an argument suggesting that the materials that are being provided to people are untested or unsafe. I don't really remember that was their claim. If it was, then this is a pretty clear application to it. If this is an argument that is supposed to have some other application, it needs to be more clearly expressed. All right, thank you.